Don't look at that camera, bitch. They don't know you there. That's your camera, bitch.
You heard.
Don't look
And why haven't I got the new white and black liner, Trixie? You gave it to...
If it makes you feel better, it's sold out and I don't even have it. I'm wearing L'Oreal today, okay? God.
Well, kudos for having sold out products. I couldn't give you the brown eyebrow pencil because we're sold out. But anyway, I have things for you. We have a little gift for you.
Send me the brow pencil.
I would if we weren't sold out.
Hi, it's Trixie. Well, there you go. That was bad. Okay. Hi, it's Trixie, and welcome back to The Pit Stop, the show where we recap RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16. Today, we've made it to episode 14, and we have in the studio the host of Amazon's hit digital series, The Walk-In, and the heart of Drag Race, Mo Hart, here today.
Sister! How are you?
Thrilled that you're here.
I'm very thrilled to be here.
Your energy.
Oh my God.
Your face.
Thank you.
The hair, the body.
Thank you. Look, I missed you so much, and I remember the last time we had fun, and all my fans have been like, "What are you gonna do on the pit stop?"
Yeah. And this morning we had Jada, who's so...
She was cute.
It's like... I'm just kidding. She kicks down the door and comes back in here. What'd you say, bitch? Girl, how have you been?
Good. We wrapped season 5, and now we're getting ready for season 6 of Amazon Music. Last season we had Dolly Parton, Shania Twain, the list goes on, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had huge stars in the past. I've seen you with Katy Perry, I've seen with Kim Petras, me.
Yes! But we were supposed to have Dolly for season 1, and we didn't get her. And then when they said Dolly's gonna be on this season, I said, oh my gosh, we have to have the look. I ordered the boobs. I ordered brown. They came in Drake's color, you know, light beige. So I had to put some makeup on them. Yeah, it was very everything. I felt so fabulous, and she's so tiny. So I felt like a linebacker, you know, very, very that. And she's like this big.
She's like an American Girl doll.
Yes!
Yeah.
There's so much queer inspiration behind the scenes that a lot of people don't get to know, because so much of our fashion comes from the, you know, us queers. And to see that personified in other people's performance clothing, I'm like, girl, this is drag. This is, girl, do you want this? This stretches, let me keep this.
I know, it's even like the Dolly episode, it's like, this is everything but the breastplate, basically.
Baby! If she would have had what?
Could you imagine if she said, do you mind if I take these off? And she just took them off and put them on the table.
She's like an A cup.
Girl.
I would have done.
She's like, can I get comfortable? I love that you have a show where you talk to A-list celebrities, and I think of you backstage every day, like, saying the name over and over again.
Oh, I totally do. I'll be like, Ma! So if her name was Mia or Mia Angelou, just, oh my God. I just love you so much.
Yeah. And that was about Dolly Parton's size,
yeah.
too. Here she is.
That's all I do, just sound effects.
I just did a video with Dua Lipa. Backstage, I was going, do not say Dula Peep. Do not say Dula Peep.
Because that's what I would want to say.
And the whole time I was like, it's Dula. I just like couldn't not say Dula Peep. But I'm in drag on camera, so I'm like, so how do you feel today, Dula?
Yeah.
Angeria Van Michaels came on here.
Roy G. Biv.
She thought it was a person.
Girl, I was just like, I wanted to kind of take her little gay card away for that. I just feel like it's a part of the Rainbow Coalition, LGBTQ, whatever that girl said. Yeah, like it's us.
It's us. Honestly, I think Cheryl Canning is up there with like Adele Dazeem.
Who's that?
Do you remember when John Travolta said Idina Menzel, and he said Adele Dazeem?
The man with the lace front.
We have to cut that. The Scientologist will come here. And we can't cut that. Is everything okay? It's almost like you're not supposed to wear 8 pairs of lashes in your crease.
Yeah, it was rubbing. I was like, okay.
It happens all the time. And you didn't say nothing.
Look, the camera was on.
If you see something, say something. Okay. We're almost at the end of season 16. What have you thought of the season?
The girls are cute. Tsunami is everything.
The face.
The mug. And the voice. Oh, when she talks.
Liv. You know, this is a great season because when you think back of some of the girls who went early, you're like, there was some fierce whores that went early even.
Yeah, I would say it's about accurate.
When Plasma went home with 2 wins, it was like, oh, that seems a little early.
Yeah, I kind of did like her.
Yeah. Is this the top 4 you imagined?
Truthfully, no shade, I thought Miss Muse was gonna be top 4.
I will say, as far as looks to go home in, she went home in that salsa look. You couldn't be more beautiful. What a look to go in. Most of us go when we were in the bottom, so we leave in a
Mermaid.
look that sucks. Yeah. Most of us leave in a look we're not happy with. So.
Oh, it was my worst look in Drag Race history. Horrible.
If you've never flopped on Drag Race, like, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Bianca, can't relate.
Yeah. I think she looks great now. You know what I mean? I feel like she has really like...
You and I should do a pit stop where we go judge all the pit stop hosts over the years.
If you... Look, this last time she looked great. Except for the little lemon pepper shoes, but she had surgery, so that's, you know.
Right.
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 She should have just had the leg taken off at that
I
point.
just wish she would have had the boot and been like, bitch, her.
One of those little scooters.
Oh, bitch. And somebody put the little sound effects on. Beep, beep.
Yes, with
Yes.
little rhinestones on it.
If she could have came in here with a hover round, I would have lived VH1 Paramount, give us a budget. Bitch, I'm serious, but dazzle, hover around.
You know Q, right?
The boy can sew. Down.
And quick.
Quick. Just a
Some of the looks that Q built,
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, did those supplies come from Drag Race? Like, where?
Oh, she's going to Michael's.
Yeah,
She's going to
like,
Santielli.
where are you getting these stuff?
At this point, I think the real sewers would go to Drag Race and bring their own machine, bring a serger.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Last week we saw my daughter, Morphine Love Dion, go home. So now for me, it's over.
Really? She's your daughter?
I'm obsessed.
I thought you were going to say Dawn.
No.
Okay.
We're looking.
Only because Kimchi was Kimchi, right? Kimchi. I was trying to make sure it was Kimchi. She said, you know, Dawn will be loved by those that love the Trixie Mattel aesthetic. So I was just like, I thought you had claimed her. But you know.
But you don't think I look like Morphine?
You know, now that you say it, that pull on the eye is very snatched.
And the body.
At BBL down the waist is.
Thank you. And you know the type of numbers I do, like they're kind of showing a lot of skin, very sexual.
You know, I could see you actually doing that first, her solo talent. I could see you doing that.
The stripper one.
I could see.
Thank you.
I
Thank
could
you.
see. And a chunky heel though.
Yeah, thank you. A cheap go-go boot. Thank you. Were you a Morphine fan this season?
She was from the beginning.
The mug.
Just walked in.
Ugh.
Ridiculous.
We also saw Saphira riding high on 4 wins, stumble and land in the bottom 2. 4 wins.
4.
And then to flop toward the end of the season. That puts a little...
It can shake you because now you're in your head going, oh my gosh, could this be it? Like they could chop me, they could this, they could that. It really can get to you.
Do you like playing that style of competing where the girls pick?
I do. I mean, that's a great way to play the game, bitch. You thought you were winning, chop!
Morphine, she would be in the bottom and I would never pick her because that's my daughter. But that's also how I feel about you. There's people I just like and I don't care if you go out there and eat dog and I would be like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. But I work with Katya.
I like you. I don't know. Because truthfully,
You
this
don't
is
know if you
okay.
like
No.
me?
This is the thing. If I chop you and now the room's gonna be blah, I think I would rather keep you. You know what I mean? Because you know, like you need that sisterhood. And if you got like a basic ass bitch, you like, I should have cut you.
I mean, for Saphira to stumble, the other queens must be like,
Yeah.
because she's had 4 wins.
For sure.
The other queens are probably like, thank God she did something.
Sure.
Seriously. Meanwhile, we see Plain Jane receive her 4th win. She's got to be feeling like a very serious contender now.
I mean, look, I think from the when she walked in the room, you knew that she was coming for business.
And she had a
Real.
When she walked in, I saw those big titties, that little waist, that cat suit. And then she was a bitch. I was like, work. It's not RuPaul's Drag Race Miss America.
No.
I don't need my Drag Race winners to be humanitarian.
Can you say that again? Because sometimes I feel like the fans are like, you just need to be friends.
Yeah.
This is Drag Race.
I really like her, but it doesn't seem like she dedicates enough weekends at the soup kitchen. Like, this is Drag Race.
Yeah.
Is she?
It's $200,000. Like, we can be friends on the reunion tour.
At the top of the episode, we see Q and Plain continuing to dig each other. It's very drag queen tea. Like, they're joking, but I was like, do these bitches hate each other?
Yeah, it's that lovely way to give you a jab. Like, I can't stand you, I love you. Like, I have to be around you, so I'm gonna just make this enjoyable for me.
Honestly, that's when I knew I was ugly on Drag Race because there was never playful kikiing about the way I looked. I think it was like, well, we can't say that to her. Look at her. You know? Nobody was ever like, okay, bitch, those oatmeal brows. They were like, don't bring up
Yeah,
her
what are oatmeal brows?
When you can't cover your brows and the glue and the foundation doesn't lay flat, then it starts to look like oatmeal.
Is the Quaker Oats like
You thought she
steel
looked like the Quaker
oats?
Oats guy?
I'm just trying to figure out. I was just like, what is it? I didn't know.
I think on Q's book cover, she kind of gave Quaker Oats guy, but we'll get there.
Oh,
she gave Parliament.
She
did.
gave, you know what she gave? She gave, who was the lady who did lamb chops?
Sherry Lewis.
That's who she looked like on the cover.
The comments presented by Mo Hart do not align with the comments of the Pit Stop, Paramount, or Trixie Mattel. Thank you. This season, these queens do not seem afraid of telling each other what they really think.
Plain Jane, no shade, love her. She gives me like a troll vibe. Like she could troll you if she wanted to.
Trolls 2.
Trolls 2, yes.
Yeah.
Trolls 2.
I
That's
agree.
a movie, yes.
We got you, Cheryl Canning. We got you, Cheryl Canning. So, the next day, Ru enters and announces that for the mini challenge, the queens have to lip sync to Kitty Girl with the face underwater. Moments like these where you go, Drag Race really is insane.
Nuts.
On season 7, they leaf blowered us to the face. Everybody's real teeth on display, vulnerability.
Not real teeth!
My
Vulnerability.
6.5 blaze yellow triangular chiclets flying in the wind. My inflamed gums and my gray tongue. I mean, just out for America.
Libs.
Thank you, America. I mean, remember on early Drag Race and they'd be like, we're throwing you in a dunk tank. How do you think you would have done in the underwater face in the water situation?
Drowned.
Perfect.
No,
Way to just
Excuse me,
keep it
just
positive
drowned.
and believe in yourself.
Drowned. No, seriously, like I don't even like going underwater. Just I would have did this. So the fact that you have to play it up and yeah, drowned. I would have been the first one on Drag Race
To drown?
to die.
Girl, they put a little plaque of you in the corner.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. Instead of giving her RuPaul maquettes, they have like urns, little Mo Hart urns.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. They would have to build like at least one real wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saphira wins the mini challenge.
I'm mad that she had bigger tits or bigger boobs and didn't use them the first time.
I love that she put the boobs on to lip sync with her face.
Yeah, but I mean, it was great. I
mean-
just wanted, they looked almost real.
They did.
They, like, she didn't have that, what was that, Aurora story? Not Wrong Girl. Mandatory meeting neck.
Aurora Story, Gone Girl. You just say You just say You just come in here and make up names.
A mandatory meeting, you know how she had, day one had that horrible neck? Like, it was bad.
Honey.
So, like, seeing Saphira's neck.
Sephora. Sephora, Bilbo Baggins, and Shirley. You just like making up on Drag Race. Girl.
Where you get Bilbo Baggins?
Girl, I don't know. Ru tells them that for the Maxi Challenge, the queens have to write a memoir, title it, pose for a cover shoot, and then do an interview about it with podcast host Matt Rogers, host of Los Culturistas.
I think that this is a great challenge for the fact that I think it really sets the girls up to do something afterwards for me. Like, my mind is like business. The problem is, will you be a good storyteller? Or are you gonna try to choose like the heart jerker? Or are you gonna try to be funny?
The heart jerker?
The tear jerker.
Thank you.
What did I say, heart jerker? What? Yeah.
That could be your book.
The heart
Mo
jerker.
Heart Jerker.
You remember when you used to go to Spencer's and you would just look at those cards of the muscle men and the little. You didn't
Who
go to
is Spencer's?
You didn't go to Spencer's in the mall?
I'm just kidding. I know who's
I was like, it's not Spencer's. I was like,
Girl, I'm country. Spencer's. I was at the fucking Walmart looking at the Fruit of the Loom.
oh, that's desperate, girl.
Desperate.
Yeah. If you were feeling feisty, you would go to Marshall's because they had the ones with the real bull showing it. Anyway.
Who is Marshall? I'm just kidding. I'm really trying to like with you now. You're gonna leave here being like, I need to get myself checked out.
Never.
I like this challenge. I'm with you because branding, selling yourself
Yeah.
is so much, as you know, of your life after Drag Race.
That part. Who you are in drag, your persona, the story that you're always telling, should always be there. And I think when you have the language to describe who your persona is, then you can market and sell that. What was the girl?
Breaking Wind.
No, Alaska, when she said "Red, you for filth." It wasn't a book, but it was the.
It was a fragrance.
Yeah, but just something like that. Like, oh, that's catchy. And now anytime you see red, you're like, "Red, you for filth."
I mean, it's so much like your name and your recognition, everything.
That's why I changed my name. Truthfully, you know, I'm recognizing that I'm a butch queen, maybe not a drag queen. Anyway, the
And
point
you
is,
thought Mo Hart would get you laid more.
no, the mustache would, and it had. I was like, why'd you rub me one leg?
I just like the mustache, okay?
You know we were neighbors. Are we still neighbors?
Oh yeah, we are.
Oh, wow.
You keep your windows wide.
I changed my name because I felt like Monique was just too much of a binary, and I said if I can just be Mo Hart, 2 syllables Mo Hart, much like RuPaul, you know, Trixie Mattel, there, you know. I have a talent agency called Mogul. We have a skin and beauty care line called Mo Beauty. When you can brand yourself, you can put coins behind it. Trixie Mattel, girl, and you have done it, girl.
Book writing is not a joke. Do you have a desire to write a memoir?
I am going to write when I was supposed to write one, and then the pandemic happened, and I probably should have took that time, but I was like,
I was gonna say, let's stop it right there.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened, and then you had less time for a book?
I thought life was over, girl. I thought it was doomsday, the book of Revelation, girl. And then Beyonce comes riding on the white horse, girl. He's coming, we're out. We're out. We're out. We're out.
Yeah, does Beyonce know how many people she gave a doomsday complex to?
I'm just gonna say, she came out with the white horse, and then there's somewhere in scripture where it says like the price for like barley and this is gonna go up and we are living in a recession. I said the bitch ushered it in. Anyway, she's fabulous. I went to the concert. It was great. I spent top dollar. I was in zone 1.
Good for you.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about if you had to write a book, do you think you could do it?
I would love to do it. I think when you write a book, it puts you like you are not just Trixie Mattel you are author Trixie Mattel. You know what I mean?
New York Times best-selling author.
Baby, put some weight on it, okay? You know what I mean? Best-time selling author. That really puts weight on your name. RuPaul is an author.
The House of Hidden Meanings. That was the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list last week. Not just on the list, that was the #1 book. So RuPaul really did that. Kati and I were New York Times bestseller list. We were not #1. RuPaul was #1, which is it's fierce.
Fierce.
Nymphia's made it clear she's not a fan of writing, and then of course a writing challenge drops in her lap. Does her struggle in the workroom feel real to you?
When they're like, is it real or is it calculated? You know, is this whole thing like, let me play it up so I can rise to the occasion? Because I feel like any other time in the past, she's been like, and she does great.
Do you speak another language?
No.
That makes it so much harder.
Because then you have to translate it to English or whatever and make sure that it...
And try to make it funny. And try to be confident.
That part.
And be on the fly.
That part.
It's hard. Who do you think was strongest during the photo shoot?
Saphira. Nymphia Saphira.
I think Saphira and Nymphia both kind of ate the girl.
Yeah.
You can count on RuPaul to tell you what a drag queen should do in a picture to look
That
good.
part. I will say that.
She'll trust her.
I will say that.
25-year-old plain.
He sits right there and you look at him in front of you like, how? Like, is there a real life filter? Because, bitch, he is pulled and snatched in ways.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
Amazing. Do you think the girls enjoyed being directed by Ru? It was very, like, top model.
I think so. Like, I think it's one of those other moments where you have, like, I say he drops chicken nuggets when he does the little walk around and he talks to you. And it's those moments, those interactions where you go, he sees me.
Yeah.
And he's calling me forward. You know, he's bringing me to where I need to be. I love that.
Do you like photo shoots?
I love them.
You do?
I do. I will say this. I don't like when you felt like, I got it, and the photographer's like, let's keep going. We got it.
I have a hack for that. You walk out. Once you think you got it, you probably got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But also, my big red flag is if a photographer keeps shuddering, they don't know what they're doing. A good photographer will get it, and then it's over.
Yeah, very that.
Next, we see the queens get interviewed by Matt Rogers. Do you know Matt?
Yeah.
Icon. Did anybody stand out to you during these conversations?
Nymphia, talking about her struggle with the beauty standard of white men. I identified with that, like looking at photos, looking at yourself in the mirror going, there's something off here and I know what it is, but why is this the thing off, you know? So they were great. Planes, she would be a great podcast. It felt like a Kiki.
I don't think Plane ever actually, the plane didn't touch down.
It didn't. It
like
just
on some depth.
Floated. Yeah.
I can't believe she took a whole section to just continue to shade Amanda to our meeting.
Yeah.
8 episodes later, Amanda's at home eating Cheetos like, can I live?
Please.
Amanda has her bangs. She has her hair in sponge rollers. She has those baby foot wax things on, those foot peelers.
And a pink Trixie Mattel bathrobe.
Girl, and a lip mask. And she said, can I just breathe?
And a Mo Beauty face mask.
Yes. She said, I've been gone 8 weeks. Can you hoes let me breathe?
Yeah, I don't know. Here you go. To see that you're still like kind of dragging a person who's not even here, not even relevant, it's kind of giving, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't find it, but it's
Insecure?
Yeah, like really not that girl. Like you should be focused on other things. This is the time to be talking about you and your story, and you want to drag a girl. Here you go. I felt like season 10, we kept Vanjie's name alive with the whole season. It was like such and such Vanjie, da-da-da. I think if it was a mandatory, you know, if it was a bump in there, maybe, but you just shaded the girl. And she's been gone for all of these seasons. Episodes.
She could have done like a mandatory meeting.
Something!
You know. Having been to the end of the competition before, what's the last day in the workroom like as you get ready for the final 4 runway?
You get dressed like this is it, and I'm about to eat you girls up, and I have done it, and now we are getting our like placements to know if we're top 2 or whatever. This is the last challenge, so I hope I ate them.
Let's look at the runway look, shall we? The category is Fandango. Fans, what would you have done? I'm surprised nobody did more stuff that opens.
That's what I was thinking, like more open, like maybe playing, since the fan goes like this way, like half moon shape, maybe taking them and building some kind of like textured pattern and then playing with the fans. You know, I love an off the shoulder moment.
I think I would do like a box fan, like a box fan from an apartment, which is dusty, uncleaned box fan. Girl, I don't know what I would have done. Or maybe like a Dolly Parton Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, kind of like a Western, like saloon girl vibe. I don't know.
I can't think of anything else but
a box
coming
fan.
out in a box fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then getting to the end of the runway and going.
And not just a box fan that's not been cleaned, just dirt. When you go sleep with a straight guy and there's a box fan in the window, it's just wet, dry mud.
And yellow pillow covers. And the mattress is on the floor. The sex will be great, but...
The sex will be great.
But you are like, please, dear Lord, don't let me contract anything just from being in the building.
The scabies on fleek, girl. Yes.
That one crunchy towel.
Girl.
You did not wash that.
Stuck to the ceiling.
Stuck.
Let's go through the looks. We have Q here. It has this kind of textured crimped hair.
Truthfully, I think for me, it's giving like the little Russian ballerina. And I just would have loved if he would have attempted to come out on his little toes and do the little like tick, 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 to kind of sell it more, because it doesn't make sense for it to be like kind of glamorous and you just strutting around. So I think to sell the whole look like a ballerina for me.
You think he should have, over a few decades, developed his ballet skills to the level
just
of
even, I mean, baby, the PBS channel, honey, and just get out there, Saturday morning cartoon style. It was all right. I don't feel like this was one of his, seeing some of his other stuff, I like parts of the hair. I'm gonna do what BB did.
Well, you're not even calling her her, so I think we know how you feel. Misgendering drag queens on the pit stop, my God. I quite like the orange. I mean, I love orange.
It's a beautiful color. It just doesn't make...
I'll just say this, Q sets an unrealistically high standard for herself with her runways. This is maybe one of my least favorite Q runways. Up next, we have Safira Cristal. I love these colors and patterns, but the outfit's straight down and the fans just, this is bulk. I would use this to block traffic.
I did like the hair, but it didn't make sense to the look. It just gave giant braid on a head, and so I guess you want something, Charlie Horse, a little exaggerated, but,
That's not Charlie Horse, that's Voodoo. She is taking you out for coming for her outfit, bitch.
Girl, it's these shoes, girl. The arch is too high.
The hair structure is very impressive.
Yes, it's black hair show all day.
I think she should have done, honestly, if she had just done an updo with some hair pressed into fans that face forward.
That would have been, she could have did the Patti LaBelle. When Patti LaBelle had the little fan, running hot, that hair. But the mug coming down.
Mama.
Ah!
Undefeated. That face is gorgeous. Next up, we have Nymphia Wynn.
Her concept of like fans on fans on fans, I think was cute. The fans in the nails, the fans are in front of her cooch. I think it was clever, but I don't think it was a wow. And the whole like fiery coochie, it was just unnecessary for me.
I really responded to the nails.
I think that's probably the best part. And the wig.
I love the nails.
That was
yeah. I didn't get
Madonna did it.
Yes, Vogue.
I'm like, I knew there was some white lady.
And finally, we have Plain Jane. I'm just gonna say this is my favorite plain Jane look of the season, other than the hips. The face in the mug is gorgeous.
The mug, the hair is right.
The molded corset. The molded corset I think is really good.
It is gorgeous. It looks expensive. Just something I felt like, here you go. She is a white girl who does give body, much like you. But I feel that there are times for like ghetto hips and then for like slenderer hips.
Sure.
I felt like she could have had because it just sits right there in the crotch and just fans out. It just doesn't do anything. It makes them look bigger.
You know who does a good job at this? Host of Canada's Drag Race, Brooklyn Heights. She'll pad for certain looks, and then if she wore this, she would probably show real legs.
Yes! I mean, she has great body.
Great. Who has some of your favorite Drag Race bodies?
Trixie Mattel, Jujubee.
She's on the top of my list. I like Morgan McMichael's body.
Morgan, I was thinking Cameron. I was
The
like,
waist is like this.
Morgan does have a good body. Monet Exchange has great body, and that's all hers.
You have to double take. You're like,
Yeah.
that's your leg bit? Seriously, I'm like, how do you buy pants?
Trinity the Tuck,
Yeah.
Vanjie. Plastique has good body.
Yeah.
Brooklyn has great body. And now I guess we can add your daughter.
I also always love Eureka's body. It's always nice big
she
shoulders.
She gives you drive.
You kind of wore less body as time has gone.
I have. You know, I run every day like Trixie Mattel to keep the... And yeah.
So who had your favorite look today? This was my favorite plain look of the season. I think she looks great in this Grecian, like, kind of goddess thing. She stood out. The hair is great. I feel like plain often doesn't wear hair big enough for her.
I do feel like some of the girlies who want to wear human hair, bump it, add a cushion on the inside of it so that way it has some fullness. Like, you just can't have wide shoulders and wear flat hair. Like, that's not the look. It's not giving. Tease it. Look at Willem. Willem uses real hair. I use real hair. Naomi Small uses real hair. Girl.
Yeah.
Meatball uses real hair. No.
On her back. Who do you think had the biggest struggle runway?
Saphira's.
I hate to say it.
And look, just seeing the shape, it just doesn't do. You're thinking it's gonna come off, is what you're waiting for.
That is a good way to put it.
You're waiting for it to drop, which would have been. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm a man. Which would have been if she would have just dropped the coat and maybe had that fabric and maybe it fanned out at the bottom like a mermaid or something.
Kind of Jurassic Park.
Very.
Yeah.
Yeah, very that.
Or a little bit Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, with like the.
Yeah. Mirage had that little. Whoosh.
Yeah. Love.
Love you, Mirage.
After the judges' critiques, we find out the winner is Nymphia Wind, getting her third win.
She's really, really great. And when she cried, I'm like, I love you.
Yeah, she's been crying a lot. And in the bottom two, we have Plain Jane for the first time, and Q.
Well,
You think it's the right bottom two?
Plain did not. It crashed, and Q's book was.
It did not give the
alphabet.
sensation.
It didn't.
She could have called it like Q&A.
Yeah,
And
Q&A.
made the structure of it all question and answer.
Q your life.
Yeah.
Q off. I heart Q.
Plain Jane and Q lip sync to Better Be Good to Me by Tina Turner. You don't like this Tina song? I like it.
I do like. Look, Tina Turner is the doll. Okay.
Yeah.
Icon, legend.
But it gets stronger.
Mountain.
That's not the Mountain High.
River Deep, Mountain High. Can we talk about the lip sync though?
That's what we're here to do.
I didn't really like. I mean, for what the song gave, I don't think Plain needed to take off her clothes.
She knows how to use that face and be like,
I felt like she could have gave me sex with the garment on. It was giving me like sex, like mom's about to go get down, like with her shaper on.
whoa.
That's what it was giving. Like she was just about to make some eggs and bacon. Y'all right, head up and get your school clothes on. You know, me and your father about to have some private time. Like she was walking around the house. Like that's what it gave.
Damn.
She will always sell face.
Always.
Always. Miss Continental, she watched the girls. Like it's
I don't want to be graphic. Her face is always painted up like it's about to take a.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to say that in a way you guys can actually use. Plain taking off items on musical cues. Just instrumental hits. That bitch knows the song.
I will say that she was like, I'm in my Ellen. You could see it in her face.
Yeah.
She knows she's
She used her body to, your eyes couldn't leave.
That part.
Sadly, that means Q sashays away. Q, the first queen from Kansas City. She should be proud, right?
First of all, she's the first girl from KC to go your original season and make top 4, right?
Yeah.
That's very, very, very. Every single garment. She will have a long-lasting career. I think she did a great, fantastic job by kicking down the door and making room for all the other Kansas City queens out there.
She was amazing as the first brick thrown at Stonewall. She was amazing.
I thought you were going to say she was the first brick.
No, she played the first brick thrown at Stonewall, and she was so good. She was also great in the Rusical. She should be able to sit home and be proud of this season.
Yes!
Even if she just made the costumes, she should be able to sit home and go like, I did that.
Alone. Alyssa Edwards told me when I first did it, she said, don't try to win the show, win America. She says, because that's the real, like, trophy at the end. And so I think with him winning top 4, everybody loves him. He did really, really, really great. People are interested in his story now from this this last challenge. So I think it's only just a place to just shoot forth and just rock it.
So we're going to the finale. We have Nymphia Wind, Plain Jane, and Saphira Crystal. Mo, who do you think's gonna win?
Oh my gosh. You know, at first, because of some things on Instagram, I was like, it could be Nymphia, right? And then some other things said it could be Plain, but it really could be Miss Saphira.
I
think it's...
I can't play favorites, but I think Saphira's the one to beat here.
I just don't want to get excited and then RuPaul crash my dreams.
Again.
Trigger, damn, you didn't have to say it like
Again. Mo, thank you so much for joining me today. I love doing the pit stop with you, and thank you for doing this with me again.
Thank you, I love you.
You're such an icon. Isn't she beautiful, America? And thank you for joining us on the pit stop. Make sure you check back in 2 weeks, because we're gonna find out who has won RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16. Goodbye. We're done.
And can I give Trixie her gift, please? Trixie!
You didn't have to wrap it.
Get out. These are all of our top sellers.
New?
Yes.
You guys, go to mobeauty.com.
mobeautyshop.com. We have lashes in there. Those are the Mo Beauty lipsticks. What shade is that on the bottom?
Mo Matte Liquid Lipstick.
Number what color?
In BCS.
Yes! Brown Cow Stunning! Ah!
See, life is a branding challenge, people. Can I fly this out quick?
Yeah.
Wrap up. Oh, thanks. Oh, yes, look. And she delivers. If you buy a product from mobeauty.com, she sprints to your house in this outfit.
Get out.
You know where to go for the mecca of gay. It's right here, and you know that's right. So make sure you click to subscribe so you never miss a thing.